fair foreman with an insatiable appetite for rebounds, Carlos Boozer and the Chicago Bulls go up against the Orlando Magic. Up next on the 2K Sports Network.
We are live from Amway Center for an Eastern Conference contest with the Magic in Orlando. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Rose and Dang on the floor. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. And Brewer. And for the Magic, Nelson and Carter are manning the backcourt. Shard plays the 4 with Howard at the 5, and Pietrus. You know, there was a lot of questions for how this Magic team would do last season with Carter at the helm instead of Hedo Turkoglu.
Well, they didn't make the finals 2 straight years, but I don't think you can lay that at the hands of Carter. Certainly, he didn't play to the level they anticipated, but we talked about it earlier, Kevin. When you're talking about winning a championship, everybody has to do their part. It's a team game, win or lose.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Stan Van Gundy had a moment to share with me. He believes this game could come down to the battle at their opponent's end of the court. He said, "We know they're a very smart defensive team, but we can't let that stop us from asserting ourselves. We need to be the team setting the tone." Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Clark, so much for advanced scouting.
Sometimes that's a false prophecy, though, and you have to adjust to what the other team is coming out and running.
Nelson, no luck. Going back to the changing parts for Orlando, you have to think they missed Hedo in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, I think so, because he was a playmaker. Without Hedo Turkoglu, they lost another guy who could make plays, and then you factor in his size at 6'10" and the ability to make plays. It was a matchup headache for most opposing teams, and that made it difficult. And he could also shoot the three-point shot.
And it's the Magic with the ball. The Bulls getting the bucket. Pass to Howard. Here is Pietrus. Shot clock at 5. Here's Howard. And Luol Deng pulls it down. A bit of a down year scoring-wise for Howard last season.
You know, Kevin, he slipped from about 20 points a game to just a touch under 18. Part of it was fewer touches. He still shot a career-high 61% from the field, though.
Now here's Rose. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Rose. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
When you take a leaner like that, a difficult shot, it's going to hurt your chances, no matter which way you cut it.
Takes it up. Here's Carter. Here is Pietrus. Carter outside. 4 on the shot clock. Lewis, he's covered by Boozer. The Magic again can't hit. And going back to Howard, when you add a scorer like Vince Carter, you really don't have to carry as much of the scoring load.
Yeah, I think that was part of it. I mean, you've got another guy who can get points and demands the ball a little bit, so his touches were down, but his percentage was up.
Now here's Howard, following the miss by Derrick Rose. It's blocked. 2:24 left in the first quarter. Deng kicks to Brewer. Defended by Carter. Brewer passes to Deng. And he drops it in on the layup. Deng's got his first 2 points.
That's where you want to be getting the majority of your shots from on offense.
Backing down is Howard. To end the drought. Kept alive. Back to Nelson. And Pietrus kicks to Carter. Here is Howard, working on Noah. Nelson, right side. Howard. Here's Carter.
Look at the score and then look at their shot selection. everything is from outside.
Chokes on the layup. Rose kicks it to Noah. Gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line. The first one falls. What do you think about Joakim Noah, a player who had received his fair share of criticism prior to last season in Chicago? Clark, people went as far as calling him a bust, but their tune certainly has changed since then.
And you always have to be patient with big players, Kevin, big guys. You got to give them a little more time. You can't be as quick to get down on them, and Joakim Noah has shown he's got a tremendous motor. He's got an excellent basketball IQ. He's an excellent rebounder. I mean, this is a guy that you win with because he brings that intensity and production from that power forward center spot that's valuable for any kind of contending team.
Here's Rose, following the score by Rashard Lewis. From 11 feet away, Noah's shot is off. The Magic trail by 5. Here is Nelson, still looking to get on the scoreboard. And it'll go the other way. The Bulls turn it over. Here's the break. Kicks to Brewer. Gets the break with the nasty stuff.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Backing down is Howard. Goes up. And Luol Deng pulls it down.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Now here's Rose. Here's Brewer. And that's off as he tries to beat the buzzer. First quarter of play wraps up. Bulls out front, leading by 7.
And they've really played well on D. It's all...
The second quarter beginning in just a moment. Here's Nelson. Thinking about this Bulls team knocked out by Cleveland in round 1. Joakim Noah said he wanted the Cavs, but maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew in that statement.
Well, you know what? It wasn't for lack of effort on his part. I thought he produced at a high level. The Bulls just need to mature a little bit and add an inside scoring presence to be able to challenge the Cavs.
So the Bulls 5 right now. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. Derrick Rose and Ronnie Brewer in the backcourt. And Deng. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, even though James Johnson didn't have a big impact in his rookie season, he tried to stay positive. He spent time with some of his former Wake Forest teammates who'd been walk-ons. He said, "They taught me so much in my 2 years at college that you have to work hard and everybody's a part of the win. That's what I try to do. Work hard in practice and be part of the wins." Sounds like he's keeping the right attitude, guys.
Boy, you gotta like that. Thanks, Doris. Carter against Deng. Carter dishes to Howard. Dismissed. He stays with it. They couldn't beat the buzzer. That's a turnover.
Well, I like the way the defense has done a really good job of forcing them to take bad shots here. They're challenging every shot and pressuring the basketball.
The Bulls leading by 5. Brewer passes to Rose. Gets it to the fall. Rose has got 6. Derrick Rose upped his scoring last season, Clark, to almost 21 points a game, all the while keeping his assist totals very steady.
I think the greatest part of his game as a guard is his scoring ability, and the Bulls needed him to score more because Ben Gordon left through free agency.
That's a good point. Here's Orlando now. 9-point game. Nelson kicks to Howard. Working on Noah. Fires from the right block. The Magic again can't hit.
The thrill is gone, and so is his offense. He's not making anything.
Rose against Nelson. The Magic trail by 9. It's dumped off. Deflected.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, it's hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
Clark, and this can't continue to be the story for them. You can't convert if you're handing over the ball.
Well, without question, Kevin, you're exactly right. They've had a tough time getting into their offensive flow here because they've turned it over too much.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And Boozer backs in. Can't extend the lead to double digits.
He's not giving an inch on defense. He really bothered that shot.
Al Richardson. The 3. Rebound by Carlos Boozer. 1:57 left in the second.
Let's toss it up there and let your teammate take care of his business.
Clark, really, is there a prettier play in the game of basketball than that?
I don't think so.
Williams with the ball. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. J.J. Redick's checked in for Orlando. Here's Williams. 5 on the clock. He's covered by Rose. There's the buzzer, and that's a shot clock violation.
Chicago ball.
Chicago with the ball. 11-point game. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, some folks have mourned the demise of the mid-range jumper in the NBA, complaining that players are too focused on flash over substance. In typical Magic head coach Stan Van Gundy reaction, phooey, he says. If you look, a mid-range jump shot is the lowest percentage shot you can take. The 3 highest percentage ways to score are free throws, layups, and three-point shots. So to me, let's try to get those. It's an effective way to play. Guys, that is the Orlando Magic's plan of attack.
They've built their team to get those shots, too. Thank you, Doris. Williams for 3. Kept alive. Here's Richardson. Once again off the mark, Orlando. And here is Noah. And the dunk by Rose.
Boy, that was nice and easy. But easy's probably just the way he likes it.
Yeah, and the one-hand slam always looks nice, Clark, on the highlight reel. Got a piece of it.
It's hard to make a pinpoint pass from that far away. He couldn't.
And Rose throws it down hard.
Ronnie Brewer.
What passion for the game. They're putting on a clinic out there.
Here's Williams. And again, unable to change momentum here. Redick is tagged with the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul.
And the first one drops. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here.
At the line and holds. Ronnie Brewer. 2 shots.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
I really like the way their offense looks here in the second. They're getting to the line more here than they did in the first quarter.
Back to Nelson. It's stolen by Rose.
When you compare these two clubs, they're losing the battle of turnovers right now. They're controlling and dictating the tempo, and that's exactly what you want to do.
So not much of a contest here so far as we end the first half.
I'm Damon Bruce. Hello and welcome to the HP Halftime Report. Out in Orlando, we got a blowout underway.